Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna do a pick a card of your next sexual encounter. So pile 1 is this premium lubricant. Pile 2 is the female condom. And pile 3 is this regular condom. So again, we're gonna do your next sexual encounter. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Thank you guys for coming to my channel. Thank you guys for all the comments, likes, subscribes, and shares. And I'll see you at your pile. So hey, pile 1, for those of you that chose the premium lubricant, this is your read. Also, I channel songs while I was pulling cards for you. So you guys got Anita Baker, Been Too Long, or Been So Long. I believe it's Been Too Long. But your channel song is Anita Baker, Been Too Long. So if you guys would like to go take a listen to that, feel free. But that is the song that I channel, that came through while I was pulling cards for you. So let's get into it. Pile 1 and see about your next sexual encounter. So straight off the back, pile 1, I'm looking at the sex tarot, you know, the images on the card, and I feel like you guys may have manifested this sexual encounter because the magician is here. Also, the way the magician is like holding the sword and the wand is like, it looks like, you know, when somebody is holding a knife and a fork, you know, ready to eat. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, for the feminines here, or even masculines, I feel like your next sexual encounter will definitely include oral. It's like he's looking like he's ready to eat somebody up. Also, we have the Nine of Pentacles card from the Sex Tarot deck, which is like, the act there is dominion. So it's like someone wants to have dominion over your body. Really in love with your hair, very turned on. Maybe a lot of you feminines have long red curly hair. I'm seeing lots of red hair, like 4 cards that have red hair for the feminine energy. So I feel like a lot of you guys may have this long, luxurious red hair, and your person finds that really attractive. I feel like they'll be running their fingers through your hair. Again, it's like on this card, he's actually cutting her hair. So I feel like, again, like I said, really turned on, you know, by your hair. So again, I feel like there'll be lots of oral. I feel like there will also be some toe sucking going on, lots of kissing going on. For the feminines that's here, I feel like you guys will be having a sexual encounter with someone that has a very nice body, you know, very cut and toned. Maybe even for some of you, you'll be having an encounter with a male with a hairy chest. I feel like there'll be like lots of foreplay. I feel like they'll be eating fruit off of some of you guys. Again, with the toe sucking, I see the person will be definitely turned on by your breast feminines, because there's like breasts out in like 4 of these cards as well. Lingerie, I feel like your person is very turned on, you know, by the lingerie that you wear. But then also I see, you know, more nakedness than anything. So I feel like, you know, you guys will be like stripped down, butt naked. There's food also in another one of these cards, which is the Nine of Chalices. It's like, so I don't know if some of you guys will be actually bringing food into the situation, you know, while it's going on. For some of you, I see the Seven of Swords, and it's like these people have their back turned to each other. So I feel like for some of you, maybe this won't be that much of a satisfying sexual experience. It's like if you look at the card, it's like he's like, that's it, you know, just looking very unsatisfied. It's like the feminine in the photo is looking out the window. But I'm seeing in two of these cards as well, it's like really big swords. So I feel like your next sexual encounter will be with someone that has a huge sword, if you catch my drift. But again, very hot, passionate, steamy. There's a lot of fire in these photos. Maybe for some of you guys, next sexual encounter might be outside. You know, maybe some of you guys are into voyeurism, having people watch you, being outside. Maybe just liking the thrill, maybe getting caught. Maybe somewhere in a garden, because there's lots of flowers here. Also, maybe some of you guys will be doing it in front of a mirror, because there's a big mirror here as well on this Ten of Pentacles card. Maybe some of you guys like to watch your person, or your person likes to watch you. So I feel like you guys will be doing it in front of a mirror. So let's see what else we get. So for the Kipper deck, we have marriage, we have adjudication, we have main male, and we have concern. So straight off the back, I feel like a lot of you guys next sexual encounter will be with your significant other. Maybe a lot of you guys here are already married. For some, I feel like maybe this sexual encounter is going to have this person ready to put a ring on it. You know, go to the justice of peace real quick. You know what I'm saying? And tie the knot. Also, again, with the main male card being here, I feel like your next sexual encounter will be with your significant other, the person that's in your life, whether husband, boyfriend. But then we have this older gentleman with the concern. So I feel like for some of you guys, next sexual encounter, maybe there's going to be some type of concern. Maybe this older gentleman is going to, you know, be concerned about something, but his eyes are kind of closed. Like, maybe some of you guys' next sexual encounter is going to lead you guys to being court and being, maybe some of you guys are going to be cheating on someone. You know, sorry to say, I'm just reading the cards how I see them, and it's going to leave this older gentleman, you know, with some type of concern, and maybe that's what also leads to the court situation, because the judge does look kind of like serious. It doesn't really look like this is like a happy occasion that you guys are here. So maybe some of you guys, the next sexual encounter is going to lead you guys to a divorce. Also with the marriage card, I feel like I stated that a lot of you guys will be having a sexual encounter with your significant other. Maybe some of you guys are planning to get married, and your next sexual encounter will be on your honeymoon. I'm hearing that as well. So let's see what we get from the energy cards for you guys. So we have the World, we have Rest and Rejuvenation, we have Woman Holding a Coin, and Storm Warning. So with the World card being here, I feel like for some of you guys, this is actually gonna make you feel like you're on top of the world, I'm hearing. So I feel like this is gonna be, you know, some very good sex. So much so that you guys are gonna need rest and rejuvenation after. You guys are gonna be really tired. It's like spent, I'm hearing. And then we have a woman holding a coin. So maybe for some of you, you guys will be, your next sexual encounter will be, you know, with a woman, maybe a woman that has a lot of money, someone that's in their Queen of Pentacles energy. Maybe some of you are in your Queen of Pentacles energy. And if you are, I guess, you know, you guys will be getting to it. And then we have a Storm Warning. So I feel like with this card coming out, it just kind of like goes back to what I was saying before about maybe, you know, your next sexual encounter will bring some type of concern, a storm, you know, change something in you guys' situation, maybe in your life, in your marriage, maybe again, like I said, for some, you know, take what resonate, leave what doesn't. So let's see what we got from the fuck it deck. The fucking romance deck. We have slow the fuck down and take your time. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, maybe with your next sexual encounter, it's like the person is going to be trying to rush, and it's like, you know, you're like, slow down, take your time. Or, you know, you guys will be doing, I'm hearing love making. You know, this won't just be like a fast, quick thing, like, you know, a fuck. It'll be more like making love. So again, maybe a lot of you here that chose pile 1 is already in a marriage, you know, already in a committed relationship, and, you know, you guys will be making love, taking your time. And then we have just be yourself, and if they don't like it, bye-bye, dumbass. So I feel like a lot of you guys will just be, you know, going all out, you know, being yourself. It's like, and if you feel a little shy and timid, I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, do what you like to do, you know. If you're wild and crazy and bad, it's like, you know, if you're into like kinky things, or maybe things that are not so the normal, you know, like, and I'm doing the quote thing, is like, you know, it's like Spirit is saying just be yourself, and if they don't like it, you know, if there's things that you like sexually that maybe your partner's not into, it's like, you know, do you, and if they don't like it, oh well. And then we have this relationship will take some fucking effort. Love is a verb, not a noun. Don't forget self-care. So I feel like with this card coming out, I feel like maybe your next sexual encounter, some of you guys will be actually like self-pleasuring maybe before the act actually starts. It's like maybe some of you guys, again, like I said, will walk away feeling not so fulfilled. It's like, you know, when it's over, it's like you guys are like back towards each other. You know, the guy's looking really discontent and bored, and it's like, you know, maybe that Spirit's way of saying, you know, if they didn't please you, by all means, take it upon yourself and please yourself. Okay. And then we have stop thinking about your ex. Time to shut that fucking door forever. So I feel like for some of you guys, next sexual encounter, maybe you guys will be thinking about an ex at the time that this is happening. And I feel like Spirit is saying if your ex pops up in your mind, it's like, block those thoughts out, you know, focus in on the one that you're with, you know, time to shut that fucking door forever. I feel like, you know, for those that it resonates with that is your message. And then your Moonology card was a new start is coming. So, for a lot of you, I feel like when it comes to your next sexual act, I feel like maybe some of you guys will be sleeping with someone new. Maybe this will be your first time. You know, again, with the just be yourself. And if they don't like it, bye-bye. So I feel like for some of you, you will be sleeping with someone new for the first time. So don't be afraid. Don't hold back. You know, do what you like. Don't be afraid that this person won't like it. And if they don't, like Spirit said, bye-bye, dumbass. And I also feel like, you know, with the stop thinking about your ex and a new start is coming, I feel like a lot of you guys have held off from maybe having a new sexual encounter with someone because you were like stuck on your ex, you know, and letting your ex stop you from, you know, enjoying life, enjoying yourself, you know, getting pleasure. And I feel like that's Spirit's way of saying, you know, to let that go and go ahead and maybe, you know, if you feel like you want to sleep with this person, it's like, go ahead and sleep with this person. We all have free will, you know, just protect yourself. I'm hearing, you know, use the necessary precautions to, you know, protect yourself, because safe sex is what's up. And then we have I am protected. So again, like I just spoke on safe sex. So a lot of you guys, you know, will be having safe sex, which is amazing. Great. Shout out to you guys that keep it protected. And also I feel like for the ones, I feel if, you know, you were holding back and not wanting to, you know, go ahead and indulge with the sexual activity with someone else, I feel like Spirit is saying you're protected. Go ahead, you know, make a move, do what you want to do. You don't have to worry about maybe your ex finding out, maybe feeling some type of way, or I don't know why that came through, but obviously it's for someone that's here or some that's here. So Spirit wants you to know you're protected as well, and also protect yourself. And then again, with the ones that I feel like are into, you know, maybe some type of kinky stuff. I feel like, you know, Spirit is saying you're also protected. Don't be afraid to try new things. I'm hearing tie you up. Maybe somebody want to tie you up and you guys are scared. You know, maybe scared to do certain things because you feel like something might happen. I feel like Spirit is saying you're protected. But mainly I'm getting, you know, you guys are practicing safe sex, which is what's up. So shout out to y'all. And then we have karmic. So I feel like for some of you, your next sexual encounter can be with a karmic person in your life. Someone that's here to teach you a lesson about something. And then I'm looking at, I have little sidebars on the card, and I'm just focusing on be sure. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, Spirit is saying, you know, be sure before you actually go ahead and, you know, sleep with this person. If that resonates for you, it's like be sure first. And then we have unhappy. So again, going back to this energy of, you know, I feel like for some of you, your next sexual experience is not going to be, you know, so fulfilling. You guys are going to feel like bored about it, like it wasn't the greatest. But I feel like that could be a lesson, you know, with, you know, karmics are lessons, right? So it's like knowing what to do better the next time or giving it another go, I'm hearing. It's like round two. It's like, don't let that, you know, discourage you. It's like, get back on a horse, I'm hearing. Then we have, you are ascending. So I feel like for some of you here, you know, this sexual act will be with someone who has like a very sexual healing energy. And this, when you guys actually sleep together, it causes you guys, you know, to ascend, for your vibration to be raised. So I do feel like, you know, some of you guys have a very, you know, healing sexual energy. So let's see what else we get. We get the Nine of Pentacles. So, and then we had the woman holding a coin, right? So I feel like your next sexual encounter will be with this prosperous single woman, this woman holding a coin, this woman that got, you know, her bag, very spiritually enlightened. Maybe, you know, this single woman, this abundant single woman is the one that has this healing sexual energy, male or female. You know, I'm only saying women because that's the images on the card, but we know energy is energy, and anybody can embody the Nine of Pentacles energy or any of this energy, regardless. And then this was the Sun card, but it came out in reverse when I pulled the cards for you. So again, I feel like some of you, excuse me, some of you here, you know, won't be as satisfied after the first round. Unhappy, you know, feeling like you guys maybe need to self-pleasure. And it's like, I really feel that, you know, Spirit is saying, you know, just try again. And if you guys decide, you know, just to leave it at that, you know, maybe it was so trash that you guys don't even want to try again. I mean, it is what it is as well. So then we have Six of Cups. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, this will be like a very you know, you guys will be offering up your cup of love. This person will be open to receive it. I feel like this will be a good back and forth. And then we have the Queen of Cups here. So again, I feel like this is, some of you guys are going to be really doing some love making. You know, the Queen of Cups is very sweet, very kind, very nurturing. I feel like in your next sexual encounter, this person will be taking their time with you. You know, I'm hearing hitting all the right spots. I'm hearing very much foreplay, lots of kissing going on, because there's like kissing going on in this card. He's kissing her feet. So maybe for some, they have a foot fetish and they like to suck toes and lick feet. So you guys will be getting your toes sucked, toes licked. Again, with the Dominion card, the Nine of Pentacles, this guy's like cutting her hair, wanting to save a lock of her hair, you know, while this fire is burning in the back. I feel like, you know, you turn your partner on a lot, feminines, for the ones in the feminine energy. And it's like your partner is like, you know, just wants to own you and control you and dominate you. Maybe some of you guys are into S&M, or some of you guys are dominatrix. And you guys will, your next sexual encounter will be, you know, of that nature. And again, with the Magician, I feel like the Magician just really looks like he's ready to eat. So I feel like it'll be lots of oral going on, lots of foreplay. Lots of love making. And then we have the Three of Pentacles here. So I feel like for some of you, your next sexual encounter will be a threesome. It is what it is. You know, we're grown here. I feel like you guys will be collaborating. All three of you guys will be collaborating. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like, I don't know why I just heard like a really big orgasm. So for a lot of you guys, I feel like you guys will be having a huge release. Amazing. I'm hearing like huge. That's really what I'm getting from this card being here. But I feel like, again, I spoke on you guys manifesting this next sexual encounter. So maybe, you know, with the hand of divine being here with this big, you know, pinnacle, maybe, again, like I said, you guys manifested this encounter. And then we have the Hermit. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, maybe for some, I'm hearing like maybe some of you guys will be alone. Maybe this will be, you know, your next sexual encounter will be with yourself. Because we did have self-care come out. I did speak on self-pleasuring. So maybe for some, your next sexual encounter will be with yourself. By yourself, me, myself, and I. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe now that I look at the Three of Pentacles card, it's like, you know, it's three different feminine energies in this card. So like I said, me, myself, and I. So maybe a lot of you guys will be, you know, self-pleasuring for your next sexual encounter. And that's better safe than sorry, I'm hearing. And then we have the Page of Cups. So I feel like with the Page of Cups coming out for your next sexual encounter, I feel like I'm hearing premature ejaculation. But yeah, I feel like for some, again, you guys might encounter this Seven of Swords from the sexual tarot deck. And it's like, again, like I said, backs turned to each other. You know, she's like, we can't even see the facial expression of the feminine energy. But for the male, it's like he looks bored, but then he also could be embarrassed. Maybe someone had a little, maybe someone got a little too excited and released a little bit too early, you know, not giving you guys enough time to, you know, enjoy yourself. But yeah, Power One, that has been your read for your next sexual encounter. Thank you guys for coming to my channel. Thank you guys for all the comments, likes, subscribes, and shares. I really appreciate you guys. And again, I spoke on the channel song. So the channel song for you guys was Anita Baker, Been So Long or Been Too Long. It's either one of those. If you guys would like to go check it out. And now that I think about it, maybe the premature ejaculation comes from the fact that it's been so long. Maybe this person has been waiting a really long time, or you had. But anyway, again, Power One, that has been your read. See you in the next video. Hey, Pal 2. So for the ones that chose the female condom, this will be your read. So before we get started, there was a channel song for you guys, which was Aaliyah, At Your Best, You Are Love. So that was the song that came through while I was pulling cards for you guys. So let's see what we have for Pal 2 and their next sexual encounter. So we have from the sexual tarot, we have the Ten of Wands. So for some of you guys, your next sexual encounter will be outside. You know, it's like he has his underwear down. It's like she's just like riding him real quick in the bushes. So some of you guys' next sexual encounter might be outside in the bushes. Then we have the High Priestess here. So I feel like Power 2, a lot of you guys are very intuitive, very beautiful breasts, very, you know, she's holding the keys. So I feel like for Power 2, a lot of you guys next sexual encounter will be with someone who has the key to your heart, you know, someone that you're in love with. Then we have the Six of Pentacles here, and it's like, I feel like, you know, For a lot of you guys, you'll be wearing sexy lingerie. Maybe a lot of your masculines here, you know, you really enjoy lingerie, and you like your woman to wear, you know, these sexy garments. And then I feel like breasts, there will be a lot of attention being paid to the feminine's breasts in your next sexual encounter. Then we have the hangman on for this card, and this image is like, again, outside in the bushes. Again, the high priestess is outside as well. So I feel like for you guys, your next sexual encounter might be outside in the bushes, in the garden. For some, on a couch, you know, because this lady is sitting on a couch in this card. And it's like the man is watching her. So maybe for some, you're going to get started before your partner, and they're going to like walk in on you, and, you know, breast is out, chest is out, you know, and they're just going to watch you for a second, really turned on by you. I feel like for some of you guys, your next sexual encounter is like people are going to be paying attention to your legs. They're really intrigued by your legs. You guys will be, you know, ass naked, legs out, whole body out. And then we have the sun. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, again, there's a lot of outside cards here. So I feel like even with this King of Wands card from this deck, again, outside in the bushes. So I feel like a lot of you, your next sexual encounter is going to be somewhere in a garden, somewhere outside, somewhere, you know, where maybe you can't be seen, but it's going to be in outside, open in nature. Even, you know, these guys, maybe a lot of you guys, the next sexual encounter, for some, may be on a balcony watching the sunrise or sunset. Lots of kissing. Lots of foreplay. It's like she's rubbing on his ass in this, you know, card. Maybe some of you guys will also be dressing up, doing some type of role play, because they have like these robes on. He has this like crown of feathers on his head, like yeah. So maybe for some of you guys, you'll be dressing up, role playing, and I'm hearing Little Red Riding Hood for some reason. So maybe some of you guys have a Little Red Riding costume, and you guys are gonna be dressing up. Maybe for some, you guys will be, your next sexual encounter will be like you completely naked with some type of boots on, or red boots, or maybe even red heels. The masculine energy in this has on boots as well. So maybe, again, like I said, a lot of you guys will be like, I'm hearing superheroes. So maybe some of you guys are actually going to be dressed up, or, you know, just even having this sexual encounter with, you know, your shoes on. It's like you guys couldn't wait. Or maybe you guys have your shoes on because you'll be outside creeping and sneaking in the bushes real quick. And then we also have with this card, I feel like a lot of you guys will like start, you know, the foreplay over dinner, you know, because they're like playing footsies with each other here. And then you guys will end up, you know, like taking it to the bedroom, or maybe for some of you guys, your next sexual encounter will be in a cabin of some type with the fireplace going. Or, you know, I also look at this like, you know, this flame is burning between them. So very turned on by one another, you know, before you even finish your food. It's like you guys are already starting. It's like you can't keep your hands and eyes off each other. It's like they're looking deep into each other's eyes, you know, ready to take each other down. And then let's see, for the fucking romance deck, we have fuck romance fly solo for a while. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, this will be like, I'm hearing one night stand for some of you. So maybe for some of you, your next sexual encounter will be a one night stand. You know, you're not really looking for anything serious. You're just trying to have some fun. You know, being single, you know. So I feel like for a lot of you guys here, maybe, you know, this won't be with a romantic partner, but maybe someone that, you know, you guys just find attractive. Maybe some of you guys' next sexual encounter will happen after a first date, you know. No judgment. we grown, we do what we want. Then we have write down everything you love about your partner and show some fucking appreciation. So I feel like with that coming through for some of you guys, it's like you guys are gonna like really be paying attention to, you know, what turns you on about your partner. And those are the places and the areas that you guys are going to show appreciation to. It's like if you love your partner's breast, you're going to really, you know, pay a lot of attention to their breast. It'll be a lot of breast sucking. It's lots of kissing. So I feel like, you know, for you guys that really love your partner's lips, it's like you guys will be like kissing a lot. Again, lots of touching. There's lots of touching and caressing, a lot of admiration going on. And then we have there are trust issues from a previous fucked up relationship. So I feel like for some of you guys, next sexual encounter will be with maybe, again, like I said, someone you don't really trust, but it's just, you know, a sex thing. It's you guys are not ready, you know, for the full-blown love relationship. So it will probably just be with someone that you just met or had a first date with, or someone you went on a vacation with, you know, maybe, you know, solely to have this balcony sex and watch the sunrise type of thing. So then we have, yes, you can work through the shitty challenges. The ugliest outhouse still gets the job done. So with this card coming out, I feel like, again, maybe some of you guys won't be so turned on by your partner, you know, maybe not their looks or whatever, but I'm hearing looks can be deceiving, right? It says the ugliest outhouse still gets the job done. So I feel like for your next sexual encounter, it will be with someone that's not typically your type, but, you know, the sex will turn out to be amazing. So let's see what energy cards we have here. We have cornucopia. So again, lots of fulfillment, lots of fruit everywhere. So I feel like maybe you guys, you know, maybe some of you guys will be on a picnic, I'm hearing. And you got, again, another outside card. So a lot of you guys will be indulging in this next sexual encounter outside, in the open, in nature, using your intuition, you know, following, you know, your intuition and, you know, going for what you want, you know, not really putting, you know, titles and labels on this situation. It's like enjoying each other. So maybe some of you guys will be bringing fruit. I see lots of apples here. I'm hearing bobbing for apples. So I feel like your next sexual encounter will be, you know, involving oral as well. There might be a lot of, you know, bobbing for apples. Then we have yin and yang. So I feel like for some of you, your next sexual encounter will be with the soulmate partner. Also, I'm hearing somebody that brings out your wild side, somebody that matches you, your energy sexually, somebody that, you know, it just feels right and natural to have sex with. And then we have blossom in abundance, another card that looks like outside by the water. So I really feel strongly for a lot of you guys here. You guys' next sexual encounter will be, you know, in the outdoors, on balconies, in gardens, maybe by a body of water. With the blossom in abundance card, I feel like you guys will maybe have more than one round. It's like I'm just thinking of like growing and I'm thinking of, you know, the masculine body part. I feel like it'll be like once you're done, it's like you guys are ready, you know, it's back up, ready for action again. And then we have the journey card here. So again, another card, you know, on the outside. I feel like you guys are deciding, you know, to go on a journey, try something you never did, do something new. Again, with the flying solo fuck romance. So I feel like for a lot of you, again, like I stated before, your next sexual encounter will be like with someone that you're not necessarily in a committed relationship with, but you're very attracted to. Someone that makes you happy. with the Sun card being here, and then we have walking away. So again, another outside card. It's like she's outside, leaving the gate. So I feel like when you guys are done and leaving, you know, if your encounter was with someone that you don't live with, which I spoke heavily on, you know, this being someone that you're really not committed to. But I feel like when you guys are on your way out, you know, out the gate, it's like she's looking back with this smirk and smile on her face. So I feel like a lot of you guys will be satisfied. It's like you'll be looking back at them like, that was good. I'll see you next time. I'll call you again. Maybe for some, you know, just the way that she's dressed, maybe some of you guys will be, you know, meeting someone while you're out, maybe at a club or something of that nature. Maybe there was like a party or something. Because this is giving me vibes of like when you leave someone's house and then it's like you still have the party clothes that you had on the night before. You know, but again, like I said, she looks very happy, you know, and satisfied walking away. And then we have the Lovers card here, the House card. And that's funny because it's like a house and a gate. So I feel like for some of you guys, you will be going to this person's home. You know, there's a lot of outside action going on, but I feel like for some, it's like you guys will be at this person's house. Maybe this person has a really nice house, maybe a mansion or something like that, where they actually have the outside, you know, it's secluded. It's like you guys are inside the gate, but there's like, you know, lots of land around, you know, places that you guys maybe can, you know, have this sexual encounter. And then we have the main female, which was in reverse, right? So I feel like, again, like I stated, this won't be someone that you're committed to, but it'll be someone that you find very attracted to, and you're ready to just go ahead and, you know, do something new. You know, you're not really trying to be in anything serious, you know, with the fuck romance plot. So it was like you guys are free agents and you just enjoying life. And then we have the Lovers card. For some of you, I feel like this will be someone that you are connected to. For some that's here, if you're in a relationship already, I feel like and again, outside, this is like some real heavy garden, balcony, like, so for the ones that, you know, are in a relationship, I feel like, you know, your next sexual encounter will, of course, be with your partner, and maybe you guys will be outside on the balcony, outside, you know, in the garden, you know, birds around you guys, but very much so in love. Lots of kissing. Again, like I said before, so let's see what else we get. Let's see what we got from my channel deck. We have patience. So I feel like a lot of you guys will be being patient during this next sexual encounter, taking your time, you know, getting to know the person's body while they get to know your body. You know, no need to rush. Grateful again, you know, like I spoke on her face in this card, you guys will be very grateful for this connecting to this person, having, you know, maybe some of you need it, you know, to release, and you guys are very grateful and that you know, had this sexual encounter. And then we have, you already met the romantic partner you seek. So I feel like for some of you, like I spoke on before with the yin and yang, this is like your soulmate. This is someone, I'm hearing twin for some reason. So maybe some of you guys are in a twin flame connection, and this will, your next sexual encounter will be with your twin, if that resonates for you. Again, I spoke on couples, so it's like you will be having your next sexual encounter with your partner. And then we have I am aligned. But that one was actually in the reverse, right? I kind of started turning it over. So I feel like for some of you, you know, you and this person will not be aligned. It will just be, you know, a sexual encounter, but you guys know, like, you know, this is not someone that I would want to spend the rest of my life with, or, you know, have a serious relationship with. It's like, you know that you and this person are not aligned, but just in that area, you know, sexually, it's like you guys, you know, for some, you know, take what resonates, again, leave what doesn't, for, you know, who it resonates for. And then we have the end of a tough cycle approaches. So I feel like with this card, I feel like maybe some of you guys here are Capricorns. Maybe the person that you're going to have this next sexual encounter with is a Capricorn. Maybe you have Capricorn somewhere in your chart. But for the end of a tough cycle approaching, I feel like maybe for some of you guys, you felt like you were like, you know, backed up. I'm hearing, you know, you haven't had sex in a while. You know, you've been feeling like sexually frustrated. And I feel like this next sexual encounter will be the end to this tough cycle, to this dry spell I'm hearing. So let's see what the Kipper deck. Oh, and we have one more from the Sex Tarot deck that I missed. So again, another outside card. She has a picnic basket. I did speak on, you know, you guys having fruit and, you know, being outside. The birds watching as well. I feel like there'll be a lot of ass touching, admiring your person's ass. We also, again, with the red boots that I spoke on in the previously, it's like, and I did say Little Red Riding Hood, and it's like she has on this like red silky dress, but then she also has on a red silky dress. So again, like I said, maybe some of you guys will be encountering this person. You know, this sexual encounter will happen after you guys go on a first date, or you go out on a picnic date or something like that. And it's like the conversation and, you know, just the chemistry that you guys share between each other leads you guys, you know, into, you know, having sex. And then we have change. I missed these two as well. From the Kipper deck, change in reverse and mature woman in reverse. So I feel like, and then we have main female in reverse. But I do feel like with change, I feel like you guys, your next sexual encounter will be, you know, after you guys decided, you guys been holding back, you know, not wanting, you know, to change the way you look at things, to change the way, you know, maybe for some of you here, it's like you never, you know, had a one-night stand or something of that nature. And I feel like, you know, you guys have been resistant to change, you know, maybe always being in a relationship. And, you know, I feel like now you guys are maybe open to it, you know, maybe Spirit will bring that energy in, you know, so you guys can get out of that tough cycle, that tough stagnant cycle where you're not, you know, receiving any kind of physical pleasure, because we are, you know, sexual beings, and there's nothing wrong with indulging in, you know, and I got a notification when I said that. So that's confirmation from Spirit. We are sexual beings, right? We're human. So it's like after resisting this change, it's like I feel like you guys will finally give in, and your next sexual encounter will be with someone that, you know, you went out on a date with, someone that you may have met at a party, at a club, at some type of social gathering. And then with the mature woman being in reverse, I feel like this person may be not so mature. Maybe some of you guys are used to dating like older women, mature women, again with the serious relationships, and it's like maybe now you guys are deciding to engage sexually with someone that is, you know, not so serious. You know, you guys not being aligned. It's like, you know, this is not a relationship thing, you know, and I'm not you know, meaning like really young or, you know, something like that. No, but a grown-up, an adult, but someone that's not, you know, so mature, someone that doesn't take everything so seriously. I'm hearing someone that's open to, you know, the chemistry of it all and it being what it is for the moment, and not really trying to tie you guys down. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Not having any expectations on, you know, where the situation's going. It's like, this is sex and that's okay. You know, we're both grown, you know, as long as we protect ourselves and, you know, then it's okay. And then we have the Seven of Wands. I feel like a lot of you guys will be standing your ground. And, you know, doing what you want to do. It's like, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm trying to just, you know, and that's okay. And then we have the High Priestess coming out again. So again, I feel like you guys here, Pal 2, are very intuitive. I feel like, you know, you guys know what you want, and you're going to use your intuition and go after it. It's like, okay, if my intuition says, you know, I should sleep with this person, then I'm going to sleep with this person. I'm focusing on the High Priestess black high heel boots here, as well as in the Seven of Wands. I feel like maybe some of you guys will be, you know, wearing these black high heel boots, or maybe being requested to wear these black high heel boots, you know, during your next sexual encounter. Maybe for some of you, you may have met this person online, or you've been talking to them online, and maybe this is the person that you're deciding that you're going to go ahead and have your next sexual encounter with. As long as you use your intuition, you know, knowing that it's safe and it's okay. And we have the Hierophant card. So I feel like for some of you guys, your next sexual encounter will be maybe after you guys get married for some reason, maybe on your honeymoon. I'm feeling it's like this feminine and masculine energy is standing in front of this person, or maybe this person will is someone that can teach you something spiritually. You know, again, with the High Priestess being out here twice, it's like this person is a very spiritual person. So maybe for some, the next person you have your sexual encounter with will be someone that's very spiritual as well. I'm feeling that a lot. And then we have Seven of Pentacles energy. So I feel like this card is making me feel like after your next sexual encounter, it's like you guys will go back to work and you'll be looking, you know, standing at the water cooler, like having flashbacks and remembering like, oh, that was really good, you know. Feeling like you invested in a good situation as far as, you know, who you decided to sleep with. And it's like, again, you know, standing up by the water cooler and just like thinking about the time that y'all had and how good it was. And then with the Page of Wands here, I feel like your next sexual encounter will be with someone new, because this is a page, right? And very passionate. Maybe for the masculines here, you guys have, you know, a pretty lengthy wand. And it's like, look how she's like holding on to the wand and looking at it. But yeah. And then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So I feel like maybe some of you guys are not going to be wanting to like leave after you guys have this sexual encounter. It's like you guys are going to want to maybe stay, maybe do it again multiple times. You know, you're not going to be wanting to walk away or sail away. It's like, can we do that again? Or maybe this will become your official, you know, your official fuck buddy or something. That's what I'm really hearing. So I'm going to just go with what, you know, the messages that come through. So for Pal 2, this has been your read for your next sexual encounter. Again, like I stated, your channel song when I was pulling cards for you was Aaliyah, You're at Your Best, You Are Love. So if you guys want to go check that out, feel free. But thank you guys for coming to my channel. Thank you guys for all your comments, likes, subscribes, and shares, views. I really appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, Pal 3. So this is going to be your read. I think you guys have the most cards. But if you chose the condom, this is your read. Pal 3. When I pulled cards for you guys, I got a channel song for you guys. And your channel song was Keith Sweat, How Deep Is Your Love? So if you guys would like to go check that out and listen to it, you know, feel free. But let's see what we got for you, Pal 3, for your next sexual encounter. So we have the Knave of Pentacles from the Sex Tarot deck. So I feel like your next sexual encounter, you guys will be drinking. Lots of foreplay while you're drinking. It's like wine. You guys will have wine. For the feminines, I feel like you guys will be wearing bustier, maybe sexy lingerie. We have the Ace of Chalices where they're like in the bed. So I feel like there'll be some love making going on for your next sexual encounter. For the feminines, you guys might have red hair. There's a lot of red hair. For the masculines, black hair, black curly hair, a lot of chest hair. So some of you guys' next sexual encounter will be with someone that has silky black hair, maybe a hairy chest, very chiseled. Maybe some of you guys will be like having dinner together, you know, drinking, candles lit, and then, you know, you guys get it popping from there. In this card, it's like they actually look like they've been going round for round, like, you know, really tired. I feel like, and then they're in a chair, actually. So I feel like for some of you, your next sexual encounter will be in a chair. It's like you guys won't even make it to the room, make it to a bed. It's like there's bad hair in this card. So I feel like some of you guys, it will be in a bed. And for some of you, it'll be on a big comfy chair. And then we have this card, the Five of Chalices. So I feel like you guys will be, maybe for some of you guys will be, this is giving me like bathtub vibes. So maybe some of you guys will be like running a bath, you know, and then he's like paying attention to your legs and your body, you know. I really feel like, you know, catering to you, maybe even going down on you while you wait to get into the tub. Right, I feel like that's confirmation from spirit when that horn sounded. So some of you guys are going to be getting oral, excuse me, on the edge of the tub while the tub is filling up, you know, very turned on and passionate about each other. And, you know, he wants you to get in the tub because it's like he's fully dressed. The masculine energy is fully dressed, but the feminine is like, the feminine energy is like breasts hanging out the nightie, you know. It's like ready to undress you. Maybe they're undressing you, but I really feel like giving you oral while waiting for the tub to fill. Okay, pile 3. And then we have this card where I feel like you guys some of you guys may be outside up against a tree while getting your breast sucked. Some of you guys have this long silky black hair. You know, it's like she has one shoe on, one shoe off. And he looks like he's just like so turned on by her breast, ready to devour her breast, but up against a tree. So for some of you guys will be outside up against a tree. And then we have the Judgment card from the Sex Tarot deck. It's like, I really feel like for your next sexual encounter, you and this person will be very connected to each other. I feel like maybe feeling like you got struck by Cupid's arrow. With the red ribbon there, again, very connected. So maybe some of you guys are like, I'm hearing a match made in heaven. So I feel like maybe for some of you, your next sexual encounter will be in a canopy bed. Maybe after you put the baby to sleep. You know, it's like you guys get the baby to sleep and then you guys, you know, get it popping. And then we have the Queen of Wands here for the Sex Tarot deck. It's like he's watching her undress, you know, and the act of this card is actually undressing. So I feel like your next sexual encounter, your person is going to want to watch you, you know, take your clothes off, you know, while they're really turned on by you. You know, it's like you see the flame. It's like the more you undress, it's like they're really turned on by it. And then here on this little rock, there's like rings there. So I feel like this is maybe a married couple. But they really like to watch you undress. That really turns them on. I feel like, you know, they like to see you come out of your dress and then have this lingerie on underneath. So I feel like you guys will be undressing each other, watching each other. For some, up against a tree. For some, in the bathroom, in the bathtub, waiting for the bathtub to fill while the person's giving you oral. Again, with the chair, drinking. So let's see what else we have for you guys. We have the first chakra, Archangel Michael. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's like the chakra is kind of near his private area. So I feel like you guys have been, you know, waiting for this release. You guys have been like, you guys are like so turned on. It's like a fire is burning in your loins, I'm hearing. You know, very turned on by this person. This person makes you so hot and turned on. This person that you're going to have your next sexual encounter with may have short blonde hair, may have facial hair. We see that on, you know, 2 of these cards with the short blonde hair and the beard. So, and a goatee. So a lot of you guys, next sexual encounter may be with someone with blonde hair and a beard with a very nice body. Maybe someone that you look at as your angel, because he has the wings, you know. And then we have the angel of love. So I feel like your next sexual encounter will be with the person you're in love with. I spoke on husband and wife, or maybe wife and wife, husband and husband. This will be with, you know, your significant other, the person that you're married to. Again, like I said, waiting to put the kids to bed to get it popping. And then we have the community card here. So with this card, I feel like for some of you, your next sexual encounter will be, maybe some of you will be having a threesome. Maybe some of you guys will be, you know, in a four-way. It's like these three women are like, these three feminine energies are like looking at someone like very turned on. So maybe some of you guys are going to be, your next sexual encounter might be an orgy or a threesome with slow music playing. Okay, then we have all tied up. So I feel like for some of you, your next sexual encounter will be, maybe there will be some bondage going on. You guys will maybe like to tie your partner up if you're into that type of thing. Yeah, I really feel like for the ones that's into that, you guys will be like tying your person up. And then we have the anxiety card, but it's in reverse. So I feel like your next sexual encounter will maybe help you guys release some of your anxiety. That's what I get for that. It's like if you guys were feeling anxious and nervous or worried, you won't after that. Or also I feel like maybe you guys aren't feeling anxious or, you know, worried. It's like, you know what you want, you're going to go after what you want, and that's just that. Maybe some of you guys will be somewhere where, again, I'm getting the canopy vibe. This is like a red, like share, you know, maybe someone has that over their bed. Then we have attachment in the reverse. So I feel like for some of you, your next sexual encounter will be with someone where there's like no attachment, no strings attached. It's like, again, you know, with the threesome card, maybe some of you guys will, you know, just be having fun. And then we have the financial constraints, but that was in the reverse when I pulled that. So I feel like with this card, I feel like maybe you guys will like, I'm hearing pulling out all stops. Like maybe if you take this person out, you know, if for some that it resonates with, I feel like you guys will maybe go out, you know, enjoy dinner, you know, go on a nice date. There's like really no financial limit. It's like you guys are just open, having fun, you know, going with the flow, and, you know, not really worried about the money that you're spending on this date. You know, you and this person just really have a great chemistry. And then we have fuck happiness. Happiness isn't the goal, it is the result of getting through the stupid times without anger. So I feel like with this card, it's like maybe for some of you guys, your next sexual encounter will be with someone that maybe you were upset at. Maybe you guys got into something and, you know, it's like you guys had like a lot of expectations on this person or something. And, you know, maybe you guys are withholding sex from this person because of, you know, being upset at them. But I feel like Spirit is coming through to say, like, you know, the point is to get through these times without anger. So I feel like for some, your next sexual encounter is going to be with someone that maybe you were mad at. Maybe for the couples here, the married couples, it's like, or, you know, someone that's married that's here, is that maybe you and your partner got into something and, you know, really not that big of a deal. I feel like, you know, because happiness is an inside job, first of all, first and foremost. Let's establish that. So I feel like you guys are like, you know, letting it go, and, you know, you and your partner will eventually work through it and, you know, have some hot and steamy sex. You know, maybe using the running the bath water, you know, turning the energy around and getting back to, you know, the love and with the angel of love being here. And, you know, just letting it go, letting the anger go. And then we have love them unconditionally and you will experience the best kind of fucking love. So I feel like a lot of you guys, again, like I said, maybe you were upset at your partner, but, you know, this sexual encounter is going to help you guys get right on the right track, or you guys are ready to, like, you know, make up and, you know, have some sex, pay attention to your partner, and, you know, let that go. You know, that's for who that resonates for. And then we have commitment issues may cause some shitty challenges. So I feel like maybe the part of the problem was something with a commitment. Maybe some of you guys were wanting a commitment from this person and they weren't willing to give it to you, and you guys are deciding to let that go. So your next sexual encounter will be with someone that, you know, you were having some type of commitment issues with. Then we have kiss and make up. Mistakes happen. It doesn't matter who fucked up. So again, I kept speaking on that, right? So I guess for some of you here, you guys got into something with your person and you guys were upset and beefing, but it's like now you guys are going to kiss and make up, which is always a good thing, right? So let's see what we get for the Kipper deck. We got family room is empty, so I feel like a lot of you guys' next sexual encounter will be in the family room, will be in the living room, on the couch, on the love seat. You know, the family room is empty. Maybe some of you guys have sent your children away, and now, you know, it's time for grown-ups to have their time, and you guys are like I said before, can't make it to the bed. It's like you guys, you know, just get straight into it. You know, the chair was there, so maybe again in the living room, in the family room. So for a lot of you guys, your next sexual encounter is going to be in the living room, okay? And then we have message of concern. So I feel like with this card coming out, maybe someone expresses themselves or sends you some type of message or text message about maybe, you know, the things that you guys have been going through. But again, I feel like you guys are deciding, you know, to maybe talk it out, you know, work it out, cater to your partner, you know, and, you know, make up. I'm hearing that song, Make Up to Break Up. That's all we do. But that's for who that's for. Then we have child. So I feel like for some of you guys, again, putting the kids to bed, like I spoke on before, I feel like tapping into your inner child, you know, just the joyful energy of it all, you know, going with the flow. And also I'm hearing for some of you, maybe your next sexual encounter will produce a child. So, you know, you guys be careful if you guys are fertile, and, you know, if you want to have a child, then by all means, but your next sexual encounter might produce a baby. And then we have community. And we actually have community here twice. So again, I feel like for some of you guys, maybe you guys will be definitely having a threesome as your next sexual encounter. Unexpected income. So I really feel like I'm hearing pay for play. I don't know who's in this pile 3, but maybe some of you guys are actually gonna pay for sex for your next sexual encounter. No judgment here. This is a judge-free zone. Or maybe someone wants to pay you for some play. And again, like I said, this is a judge-free zone. And then we have bad health coming out. So with this card, I feel like this is an older gentleman. I don't know, maybe you guys need to, you know, take a light, because maybe, you know, this next sexual encounter could cause some of you guys, you know, maybe to end up in the hospital. And this is just what I'm channeling, you know, maybe heart attacks, because this is an older gentleman here, right? I really feel like your next sexual encounter could, you know, lead you to, I'm hearing stroke, but I also, I don't really, like to speak on health, you know, but because the card came out, I'm not going to ignore the card. I'm not going to ignore my guides. You know, maybe this is just a warning for some of you older gentlemen, that you know, need to take it easy. You know, maybe don't try to overextend yourself, overexert yourself, because maybe that could lead to a heart attack or a stroke. And I'm going to move past that card. But let's see what we get for you guys from the tarot. You guys had a lot of tarot cards come out. The Witch Tarot deck. We have the Five of Wands. So again, it's giving me very much a fight. Again, like I said, you guys may have been in a fight with your partner, your significant other, maybe with family members, friends. Maybe there's something of that nature. Maybe some of you guys were like dealing with multiple lovers, and this next sexual encounter is going to cause some type of conflict. You know, take what resonates for you, leave what doesn't. But I just feel like some of you guys were in a conflict with your person, and now you guys are going to make up. And then we have the Page of Swords. So I feel like your next sexual encounter could be with someone that is spying on you, or maybe someone you're spying on. Maybe you're looking at this person knowing that you want them sexually, and you've been watching them and lurking them online, you know, and it's like, oh, I'm going to get this person, and then confirmation from Spirit with that horn. So a lot of you guys' next sexual encounter is going to be with someone you've been watching and spying on, because you are, you know, you're wanting them in that nature. Then we have the King of Wands in reverse. So I feel like for some of you guys, you may be in this King of Wands in reverse energy, or your next sexual encounter could be with the King of Wands. I'm also hearing King of Wands even in the upright. Somebody that is very passionate, very sexual, somebody that has a real big package. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And then we have the Five of Cups energy here. So I feel like, again, I feel like for Pile 3, you guys may have been getting into it, you know, with your partner, your person. And after this regret, this conflict, you know, all of this drama and anger, you guys are finally going to, you know, make up. You're going to kiss and make up. And the Chariot card is coming through. So I feel like for some of you guys, your next sexual encounter could be with someone that maybe has a motorcycle. Someone you're moving forward with now after conflict. Someone that makes you feel balanced. Someone that is in tune with their duality, or maybe you are. Someone who maybe has a nice wand, like I spoke on the King of Wands, because she has the wand in her hand. So maybe a lot of you guys will have the wand in your hand. And then we have the Seven of Swords. So I feel like someone maybe lied, cheated, stole something. Again, it's going back to this energy of, you know, something happening, something, you know, that you guys are needing to overcome. And I feel like you will. And that's who your next sexual encounter will be with. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like your next sexual encounter will be with someone that's in this Queen of Pentacles energy, or you may be in the Queen of Pentacles energy. I'm hearing pageant. I don't know why. Maybe some of you guys here are going to a pageant. Maybe you are in a pageant, and your next sexual encounter is going to be after this pageant, you know, or after a night out on the town. You know, it is New Year's Eve, so maybe a lot of you guys are going to go out tonight. Maybe some of you are going to meet this Queen of Pentacles with this long, beautiful black hair, and, you know, look at her like, oh, this may be my queen. I don't know, but I feel like that's who your next sexual encounter will be with. Then we have the Fool card. So going on a new journey, taking a risk. So I feel like a lot of you guys may be, you know, having your next sexual encounter with someone that you decided to take a risk on, you know, just go into this thing very lighthearted, you know, ready for a new adventure. Then we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So I feel like, again, with the whole wand, it's like your guys' next sexual encounter is going to be with someone with a big wand. Someone that's not, you know, immature, you know, with the Knight of Wands being in reverse. It's like, you know, Knights upright are very, you know, like kind of like immature. But, you know, this is in reverse. So I feel like with someone that's very mature with a nice package, you know what I'm saying? And then we have Three of Wands here. So Three wands. I don't know what's up with that, but again, it's a no judgment zone. So maybe some of you guys next encounter will be with three masculines with three wands. You know, she's holding on to one of the wands, so there might be some, you know, I don't have to say it. And then for your Moonology card, we have bring love into the situation. So I feel for a lot of you that chose pile 3 is that, you know, you guys may have been going through something with your partner or a significant other, someone you're dating, someone you're married to, and it's like you guys are needing to bring back the love and the sex into the situation. You know, love the person unconditionally, because it did say that. You know, kiss and make up. It doesn't matter who fucked up. This is what Spirit is wanting to let you know. And, you know, and then go get it popping. So we have the ops in reverse. So I feel like if you was feeling like this person was op, they're not. You could have just been upset with them. Something could have took place at the time. For some of you, with the Seven of Swords being here with the sneaky energy, you know, maybe you felt like they were being sneaky about something. And then we have You're My Sunshine. So I feel like your next sexual encounter is going to be with someone that, you know, completely lights up your life. Someone that makes you really happy, you know, in and out of bed, I'm hearing. And then we have Move Your Body. So I feel like for some of you guys, your next sexual encounter is going to require you to maybe put in more work. You know, maybe if some of you are like, usually let the other person take the lead and may like lay there and don't really put that much into it. I feel like Spirit is coming through and saying like, move your body, like put your back into it. I'm hearing you can do it, put your back into it. And then we have Z. So I feel like first, last, middle, initial is Z. Maybe you guys, first, last, middle, initial is Z. Or maybe this person that your next sexual encounter is with has Z in their name, first, last, middle, initial. So pile 3, that has been your read. Again, the channel song for you guys was Keith Sweat, How Deep Is Your Love? Feel free to listen. I also feel like, you know, that song kind of, you know, correlates to the read. Like, they want to know, you know, how deep is your love? Is this going to be over or whatever? But again, thank you guys for coming to my channel. I appreciate you guys for all your likes, comments, views, subscribes, and share. And I'll see you in the next one.